Pops and the Rican.
Pops and the Rican.
Look at this. Pops and the Rican. The Pops and the Rican. What's the Pops and the Rican?
Look at the top of his head. Look at this head.
Pops and the Rican.
Pops and the Rican.
Well, hey everybody, it's the Pops and now it's the Pops and the Rican show. I was going to say it's the Pops
And the Rican Show.
No, I was just going to say it was the Pop show because
It's just the Pop Show.
You weren't sitting down at that point. It was just me.
Probably a better show without me, Dennis. Is that what you're saying?
No,
Okay, good.
no, because I don't think people would. Hey, let's watch the Pop
show.
They'd be like, no, there's no reason to do that.
Yeah, okay.
So
What's going on, everybody? It's Steve Rivera, Dennis Sue. We're Pops and the Rican Show, and we're here live. Well, not really live, but we're here.
we're live,
We're live recording.
but
Pops
it's a
and the Rican
recording
Show.
of us being live.
Right, exactly.
That's how it works.
And we are at the new home
The new home
of Gutty's Comedy Club.
Comedy Club. Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro.
I tell you, first of all, we're in. This is Christie's Off-Broadway Theater in
Yes.
Shelbyville, Indiana.
Yes.
And they have agreed and allowed us to be running Gutty's Comedy Club. Friday night live.
Friday
shows.
night live shows. man.
Every Friday night, we're
Yeah.
just kicking it in. Last night was the first of the Friday night
Yep.
live shows, and it was
It was awesome.
stellar show.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. We had
Yeah.
Dave the King Wilson. He always brings the goods, man. He's a funny guy.
Well, and I'll tell you, Dave he's been having some health issues, but like a week ago, I guess, a week or two ago now, I don't really know when it was. He had a procedure done to get his heart operating.
Get out.
Better and last night he said, I don't know if I feel any more energetic or anything, but he was
He was on it,
I
man.
mean, he was just
It was a great.
just cooking last night, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
Look, I'll tell you something else too. Is that everybody that came to laugh, and that was awesome.
It was a great,
really, really great.
good crowd, and they were lit to laugh.
Man, they were ready, man, and also Peter Hines, great man, and Ryan Shipley, man. They brought it.
I was gonna say,
man. It was great.
they both just
They did great. It was fun.
Peter comes out and just gets the crowd rolling,
Yeah.
and then Ryan came out, and now I know he had some family in the audience
Well,
because
but still, you gotta. That's.
he's originally from Shelbyville.
Okay,
but,
so you guys people
but
here.
to come home to
Yeah.
your hometown
Yeah.
and walk up on stage and to do the show he did last night.
That's great.
Hats off to. I'm not taking my hat off,
No,
but
don't.
hats off.
Yes.
To Ryan for
Ryan.
a great show last night.
Yeah.
Actually, to all three of them.
Actually, yeah, the
And
whole show was great.
It was
man.
it was a great show. Started off great. The host last night got up
that
and,
guy,
and, and
he
just
did
kicked it
good.
off, and he was having fun.
Yeah.
It was the Rican.
Yeah, that
That's
guy.
right. Yeah. It was a great show.
It was fun.
all
Lot
the
of
way
fun.
around.
Yeah.
And so I got to tell you, if you're ever in the area, Friday night, this is the place to be because we're cooking with gas. That's all
Yeah,
I'm
man,
saying.
it's starting to go. The momentum is happening.
Yeah.
We're getting the word is going out. A lot of people have seen us online. If you go online at Gutty'sComedyClub.com, you can see the other acts that are going to be coming in. Some great comedians that are going to be hanging out with us, man, and it's going to be fun.
I mean, you look at the lineup we have in place right now.
Yeah.
And you just have to say, wow, it looks like they're going to have some great shows. And then we got shows that we're still kind of trying to work out the details
Yeah.
for some of these acts that will be coming this way, coming in, and we haven't even put them on
yet,
the
yeah,
calendar yet.
yeah.
And when it's all said and done, Man.
It's gonna be. I mean, you're gonna be able to pick and choose exactly where you want, when you want to go, and it's just another spot that you guys will be able to come out and have a good time at. And we have a lot of potential here. We're gonna be doing some things that's just gonna be a lot of fun, just something different, just to get things rolling, just so that it's memorable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and last night we had the opening of Friday Night Live here. Tonight, we got Rick Garrett, who has he's dropping his new DVD project tonight.
Yeah.
Straight out of
Cowan.
And
Cowan.
I don't know.
Straight out of somewhere.
Straight out of a little town in Indiana.
Over there. Straight out over there.
And anyway, that's gonna be a great show tonight. And then next Friday night, we've got the one night event for the World Series of Comedy.
Yep.
And if you're not familiar with the World Series of Comedy, where have you been?
Yeah,
We've
you
talked
need to jump
about
on
it.
board.
We've talked about it.
Especially if you're a comic. Networking at this spot has been awesome. That's all I hear with all the local comics too as well. They're like, dude, the networking there is ridiculous. You connect with other clubs, you get your information from them, and you're able to at least reach out and connect with other comics too. So you just got to jump on and
go back and watch the episode that we had Paul Conyers on. Because Paul talks about his experience with the World Series of Comedy and how it's kind of it's helped him in a lot of ways. And so that'd be a great episode for you to go back and watch or rewatch if you watch it the first time.
Yeah.
But we got the one night event next Friday night.
Yep.
And the winner of the competition of that night gets to go on to Wiley's Comedy Club joint over in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
And
So here's your opportunity. I mean, if you're looking for a chance to be able to at least get on board and try the competition out, come and check us out. We got a ton of comics that are coming out. They're gonna come out and try out and compete, and we're gonna have the audience or the crowd to come in and just to support and just to see their favorite comics and support them on. And it's a great event. So another additional
the crowd gets to get involved with with voting on who they thought did the best.
Exactly. So it helps.
And so that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so we've got some great stuff going on.
Man.
And in the midst of that, Christie's Off-Broadway Theater is in the middle of rehearsals for a live production play here.
Nice.
They're doing
Southern Hospitality. That's right.
Which is a comedy play.
Yeah.
And so that show's a lot of fun. So this place, I tell you,
it's starting to rock, man. We're getting it going.
This is the place to laugh.
Yeah.
Because the theater productions, the plays that they're doing here, comedy plays, and then they opened the doors and said, "Hey, Gutty's Comedy Club, why don't you guys bring some funny in?" And you mix that all together.
Come on, man! I like the fact that we also have free parking. Free parking.
You don't get that in downtown Indy.
I'm just saying, free parking. I know we say Shelbyville. I get it. It's a nice little drive, but still, free parking
and
great entertainment. Come on.
Great entertainment.
It's a great combination there.
Free parking.
Little 1-2.
Phenomenal place to come see a show.
It's fun.
And you get to see Pops and the Rican.
Come on. Yes. That's a plus.
That's worth the drive.
That's right there, bro.
I mean, come on.
Get to meet us.
I mean, it's worth my drive to come over here just to see the Rican. I mean, I'm like, hey, Steve-O!
We get to do it again.
So
that's fun, man.
Let me ask you. Now that we've done the first Gutty's show here.
Yeah.
How you feel about last night?
Man,
I mean,
bro.
How are you feeling?
It's been a long time coming. I mean, I have been holding on to this thing for so long. You know this. You're day one right now. And it's like, just to see it happening, to meet all these awesome comics, these local comics that are they're very professional. I think that some of them, of course, need some help with that, but don't we all? But some of them actually. I like to see the seriousness, how serious they are, and I like to see how they're going for it. You know, and with Gutty's, it's like I want to give them that opportunity to be able, to pursue their dreams and just to do it because it's so much fun to do. Right now I'm like recovering, man, because we have been pushing and the marketing and just everything just to get it out there, get the word out there has just been a lot of fun to do. But at the same time, it's like, okay, we got this ball rolling now. We need to maintain this bad boy because it's starting to happen. And, and getting the networking in and people calling in and saying, hey, I didn't know this was going on. I'm so glad it is. There was this guy named Josiah. He was on Facebook, and he posted out there, and he was like, hey, anybody, I've never been to a comic club. Would you guys want to come? And he came last night, dude, and he walked straight to me, beeline, right after the show. It was like, this was awesome. He's like, I had so much fun. And I was like, dude.
And the great thing was, I saw him post last night after he got home.
Yeah.
And, he posted and said something about, hey, this was a great show.
Yeah.
And can't wait to go to the next show. And one of his buddies that he had asked but didn't come with him last night was like, oh man,
exactly. So salty. You were no, he was like Carl. He wasn't Cranky Carl. He was Cranky Carl. Should have got your tickets, bro.
Should have got them. So yeah.
So it's good, man, and we're getting a lot of great response, man, and hopefully it'll keep rolling. So I'm happy, man. I am so stoked, and it was a Good Friday. Right, Good Friday, and they still came out and wanted to laugh, man. So, I mean, with the amount of people we had in here on a Good Friday, I was, man, just on cloud nine. It was great to see everybody laugh, and the laughter, bro. This room, I'm telling you guys, you want to do this room because it's nice. Everything stays here, like the laughs stay, and you can feel the roar. You could have like just 4 or 5 people here, and you can still feel it. That's how how compact it is.
Yeah, it's a nice intimate.
It's really intimate. Exactly.
It's a
That's
nice
the word
intimate theater.
Yep.
And the acoustics in this room are just great.
It's perfect, man.
And so
nice.
When you get the laughs,
Yeah.
it's great because the laughs stay.
They simmer.
But not only do the laughs stay.
Yeah.
Laughter's contagious.
Yeah.
And so
right.
If you're sitting on
here.
if you're sitting on the right side of the theater,
yeah.
and there's people over on the left side of the theater, they're still going to pick up those laughs because it's contagious and it just stays and kind of floats around.
Right.
And
exactly.
so last night
was awesome.
It was great because I'm sitting back here and I'm watching everything, and there were a number of times, all 3 comics, there were times when they would hit their punch, and then they had a long laugh break.
They did, right, exactly. They had to wait. They're like, oh, snap, it's like 3, 4, 5 seconds here.
Anytime you get a long laugh break,
good.
hey, this is a great crowd.
Yeah.
They came prepared to laugh.
They want to laugh, exactly.
And it was fun last night, particularly the one I remember one in particular at that time when Ryan Shipley was up doing his bit, and he hit a punch, and the audience just ate it up.
Yeah.
The laughter rolled, and then the applause started because they loved the
whole
punch.
idea.
They loved the point of the punchline.
Yeah.
And it was he kind of stood there like,
okay.
I don't know that I've had the applause. I mean, he's had laughter, but
right.
he's like,
with that, yeah.
And so it was kind of this crescendo that he was waiting, and it was fun to watch for him.
Yeah.
Knowing the work that he's put in.
Yeah, that's true.
And the preparation that he's put in to doing the show.
Yeah.
And then seeing the audience respond and appreciate the work that he put in.
Man. It's a great feeling.
And that's where, I say it quite often. Comedy doesn't pay in terms of money. It doesn't pay extremely well.
Yeah.
for everybody. I mean, for me, but not for you. And I'm just kidding.
Dang.
You really.
Wait, hold up. I mean, because what I'm doing is, man, to have to get the marketing and all this other stuff done, right?
Yeah.
We had to run the show, bro, and I'm jumping up there being the host, man. It was fun.
It was a blast.
To be able to wear so many hats, I love doing that, man. It's fun.
And that's what I was saying is that sometimes you may not get paid cash money
Right.
as much as you would like.
Right. I mean, that's ideal. Of
we
course.
get paid when you get up and you do your stuff, and you get the laughs and you get the applause, and that's a paycheck. But last night I got paid a number of times by seeing the audience appreciate the
talent.
comics.
Come on, man.
And just how they ate up the comedy that was
great.
here.
It was great.
To me, I got paid over and over last night, and I really didn't have to do much of the work. I mean, you did a lot more than I did. We did a little bit, but you did.
We ran the shop, man. It was good. We ran it.
We did a little bit, but you did a lot. And but yeah, it was great to watch that happen.
Yeah, the payoff was great, man. To see the hard work that we've been putting in, and then for the guys to come through and really, really just hit it home, man. That was great. It was just an all-around great thing.
And for those of you that are listening or watching the podcast that are comics and you're just getting started, let this be an encouragement and a challenge to you to keep doing the work, put in the effort, work on your writing, hone your writing and edit it and go to just get that tight set so that when you get the chance and you hit the stage and the crowd is here to laugh, you're getting that paycheck the way that the comics last night just kept. I mean, this place was rolling, and I saw it energize all three of those comics. I saw it energize Steve when he was up hosting. It was just there was an energy in this room that was beautiful to watch.
It was great, man. It was great. And I agree. I want to piggyback off that too. If you're a comic and you're serious about what you're doing, you're serious about what you want to do, especially in comedy, put in the work. Put in the work. Find as many spots as you can. Get up on stage and put in the work. But also carry yourself in a way that you present yourself to others too as well. Like if you are serious about it, then dress, the way you want to be looked at, and attack it with just zeal, and know that it'll pay off in the end. There are so many great open mics right now in Indy. There are great comedy clubs that are out here that are just booming, and I'm telling you, if you're really serious about it, this place is one of the spots that you can definitely hone your craft. We're all about finding great comics that have great talent, and we want to give you some time to be able to just hone that craft. But again, there are so many great places that you can go to if you're serious about it. And the comics that I've met so far have been nothing but stellar as far as helping out. So they're willing to be able to say, hey, if you want to write, let's write, or whatever. Just find out a way to be able to connect, and you won't be sorry. You won't be sorry doing it.
Yeah, and that's where it kind of goes along with what we talked about when you kind of brought it up when we were talking a little bit about the World Series of Comedy event that we're doing next Friday night. About the networking and making those connections with other comics. You're going to find pretty much like you would in any business or any organization or whatever. You're going to find there are going to be times where people are going to kind of be pushing you off at arm's length. But for the most part, when you get together with a group of comics, they're willing to kind of throw in thoughts. Let's see if I can add a little value to your premise, to your punchlines, whatever, and just the encouragement that you get from hanging out And when you go to support an open mic, whether it's in a club or in a bar or in a library or a coffee house, wherever it might be.
Right, exactly.
When you find a place and you go out and you're supporting, just by showing up and being an audience member, you're supporting other comics. And then you take that to a whole new level when you get involved and, you sign up, you do your time. There is a connection that happens that you become a community. And here's something in a former life when I did a lot of consulting for nonprofit organizations, I spent a lot of time talking about community. And and you can't have unity
in the community
without community.
That's true.
That's true. And you can't have community without some unity. So get together with other comics, and if you can't find an open mic, start one.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We've started open mics a number of different times, and
create an opportunity then.
Yep.
Create opportunity. If you don't see opportunity, then create it. I mean, that's why I started Gutty's Comedy Club. I'm like, look, I can't go to certain places right at the time or right now, so I'm going to make a place that I can go to and give me more time for myself so I can hone my craft. So make opportunity, create it, go get it. One thing that I learned from this podcast, which I also recommend too as well, is called Hot Breath Comedy. It's Hot Breath Podcast with Joe Byers. Man, he's got some really good episodes there too as well. But what I learned was it was powerful. It says don't get bitter, get better.
Exactly.
Don't get bitter, man. Get better. Don't be a comic where you're just like hating on everybody else because this guy got a headliner over here and man, he's only been doing it for. Don't get in that mess, man. Just be cool and don't be a jerk. Just get into the flow. It reminds me. I remember telling my son, because he would come up to me. He's like, Dad, how do I connect? At school he would have trouble as far as like sports and stuff. And he wants to make sure that they know that he can play.
Right.
And I was like, you got to prove yourself. Sometimes you just got to prove yourself. You got to jump in and be that guy that everybody will remember. Like if you're really good at passing the ball and you're really good point guard, then focus on that and get really good to where they notice you. And then when they notice you, the next time you come and they're going to create like teams, they're going to be like, this dude, he's always that guy. He's the go-to guy. I know this guy, so I'm going to call him up. So if you, as a comic, if you start developing a nice tight 5 or 10 or 15 minutes and you just keep honing that craft, and they see that commitment that you have up there, that joke just bombed, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to fix it and I'm going to try it again. That commitment, they're going to see that and be like, all right, dude, let me help you out, man, because, I see that you're hungry for that. And that's the type of grit that it takes, as a comic that you want. Is you want to have that grit to say, you know what? Yeah, right now I'm in a room full of comics and this joke might not work because I'm more of a physical comic and they might not get it. If they see that you constantly come out and you're working that bad boy, they'll reach out and be like,
well, and I will tell you, I've been around for a while.
Well,
I'll be turning 20 years old this year.
Again, right?
I don't know. No, I'm just saying the comics that are the ones that are kind of the haters. That well, I've been doing this longer than he has. How can he get man? They're not working as hard as they think they are.
Right.
And they're spending too much time worrying about why somebody else is getting something and they're not getting it instead of working on the ones who are sitting there working on their craft, polishing it up. They're getting the opportunities.
Yeah.
And because they're getting good.
Yeah.
And they're getting noticed.
Yeah.
And when you get good and you get noticed, then you can get paid.
Then you get paid.
And so
just got to get good, get funny, get good, get better. Don't get bitter.
Keep focusing on getting better and tightening your set and writing good material. And the more you get good, and then you show up and you jump in the game, kind of like you were saying for Gabe. Just jump in. Hey, I'm gonna prove to you I'm a good point guard.
Yeah,
I'm gonna,
exactly.
That
whatever
I'm
a good shooter, or I'm a passer, or I can pick. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is.
You show up and you do it, and you're like, hey, look, I have been working. My material is getting better.
Yeah.
My writing is getting better. My delivery is getting better. And here I am to show you that I'm actually putting in the work.
Yeah. And
guess what? You're going to get some stage time.
It'll happen, man. But like BT said in our last interview too, he's like, it's and everybody knows this too. They keep hearing it, but you really got to get it in your head. It's a marathon. It's not a quick.
Right.
You got to put in time. You got to put in work. Eventually, it'll get there. I mean, I've heard from so many comics that are like, man, I've been in the game for 25 years and I just got a spot here, or I'm just getting this, I'm just getting that. And that is interesting to me, because some of them are saying you start low in the red, and then then eventually you kind of evened out, and then then you get spots that people start to notice you way later on in your career. So it's really a marathon, guys. Get in it to be about it and a part of it, rather than trying to make something really quick.
You got to look at also. You got to look at what is your end game. If you're thinking, oh, I've got to have a special on
right. What's
Netflix,
your goals? What are your goals, man?
I got to have a Netflix special, or I got to, I don't know about. But you got to kind of figure out what is it that you really want to have accomplished with your comedy.
Yeah.
And then put the work in to make it happen.
Yeah. And make it to where it's unique too, as well. I mean, it's you.
I've never said, oh, I got to get out there and get an HBO special or Netflix special or a Comedy Central special.
Yeah.
That's never been one of my goals, and so that's something I've not worked on that, because I'm not concerned about it. Now, I will say, a number of years ago, I said, you know what? I want to make enough money to pay my bills and to take good care of
your family,
the household, my family.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to find a way to make that happen.
Make it into a career.
And so that's kind of, that took me, and I started looking, okay, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have to do some corporate gigs. Mm-hmm. And I have to prepare material that is going to play for a corporate audience. And so I had to put the work in to do that, so that I could get those paychecks. And so, I know there are people.
You had to think about working clean too, right?
Oh yeah.
If you're gonna do that type of work, you got to work clean, and that's another challenge that I'm telling these comics too, or at least I get a chance to tell. I'm not telling everybody. I'm not going around preaching this, but I just feel that
I am.
I know, but I feel that clean comedy is it will open opportunity for you, greater opportunity, different doors, better opportunities for you to at least experience more if you can work clean.
I say it all the time. Clean is green.
Green.
You want to make the green stuff, the money, figure out a way to work clean, because then you can work anywhere. And there are opportunities out there that pay better than others because you're able to work clean.
Yeah.
And if you can do that.
Well, let's not get it twisted too. I mean, I'm not saying clean is funnier.
No.
I'm saying clean grants you greater opportunities.
You have to be funny.
Right. You need to be funny, period, whether you do or not.
You show
the whole
up,
point is to be funny.
You show up and you say, I'm not gonna say the F-bomb, and I'm not gonna talk about body parts,
right,
and I'm gonna bore you to death. You ain't getting paid either.
You ain't getting paid. Man. Bring the funny. You gotta be funny, okay?
Be funny
100%.
First.
Get up there,
That's your
be
job
funny.
as a comic. You gotta be funny.
Clean or whatever. But for us, especially with Gutty's, is the whole vision of Gutty's is to create that opportunity where you have a place where you're challenged as a comedian, because you're going to do clean material, get as clean as you can, and work your jokes to where it prepares you and gets you ready for other opportunities. And that's what I want. I want it to be able to be available to everybody. Everybody can come through. No, to be honest with you, look, My kids were here last night, and they had a blast. So, for me as a father, that is huge. And to be able to give parents the opportunity to be like, you know what, I'll bring the kids this time, or you don't have to. But at the same time, you're not walking out of here feeling like a little bit like, okay, that was all right. But at the same time, enjoying the whole entertainment. So you can do that. It's possible, and we want to create that platform here so you can work clean and create an opportunity, create that environment for yourself that you can work both. Work both, man, if you can. Go to the bars and learn what it's like to when people heckle you, or when they're at a point where they're totally just inebriated and you're like, I got to tell you this joke. I hope you can get it. And then work where it's on the stage in a theater. Get that versatility in your tool belt as a comic, so that way you're able to be ready to crush any crowd that comes your way. So
exactly.
Prepare yourself.
So, like I say, find as many opportunities to get on stage and hone your craft.
Yeah.
And work on being funny.
Yeah.
And and then if you can focus on what areas do I need to be prepared for?
Yeah.
Do I need to kind of get better at dealing with hecklers? Then you should try to get in and do your set at a church.
Oh. Rough. That was rough.
Particularly Southern Baptist Church.
You just had to throw that in there. You just had to go there with that, bro.
And I think at the end of the day, you got to be you.
Just be you.
That's first and foremost, because audiences have great BS meters. And
they'll call you out. Well, you'll know, because when they're not laughing at you, they're looking at you like, dude, for real.
Yeah.
Then you know. Okay.
If you get up there and you're trying to be somebody you ain't, they're gonna know it, and they're just gonna be like, whatever.
I didn't get that one, bro.
And you ain't gonna get laughs, and you ain't gonna get paid, really.
Yeah.
But so be you. But at the end of the day, more important than being you on stage, I gotta be me. Well, okay, that's important, but be funny.
Be funny.
That's
you gotta
it.
be funny. You gotta be funny, man. You gotta be funny. That's true. That's the bottom line. That's what we're in it for, right?
So,
but here's the thing,
this
bro.
would be a good time for me to sing "Make 'Em Laugh." No, I'm just kidding.
Bro,
I don't want
who
to.
sings that? Back in the how long
was
it black and white? My kids say that a lot too. Oh, that was in the black and white days of your life, huh, Dad? Yeah, old bean. I'm like, dang.
At least they have moved.
You had to.
It was.
They didn't have TV. They had radio.
It was recent enough that it was in a moving picture.
Make 'em laugh, make 'em sing. Right, the little cans. Is that? He's bringing it back. Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
Next week it'll be the Pops show, because I'm pretty sure the Rican is going to be in the hospital.
I am fired.
He is going to be in the hospital. No, I'm just kidding.
You got to catch me first. You got to catch me first.
That ain't gonna happen either.
Exactly.
That's way too much like exercise. And we know I'm not doing that. So.
That ain't happening, bro.
So anyway, I was gonna ask you something else, and now I kind of forgot what it was. Oh, I know what it was. Yeah. Can I borrow $20?
$20.
No, I'm just kidding. I need 100. No. So
get nothing.
Hey, this does bring up, because I mentioned money, and that kind of jogged something in my brain.
Whoa.
Something that we could probably talk about here on the podcast that might be beneficial to some of our followers, our listeners, in terms of one of the things we've done here with Gutty's Comedy Club is setting up so that people can order or get tickets online ahead of time.
Yes.
And it's working really well.
Yeah.
Tell our audience about the service that we use, because you kind of set that all into place for us.
Yeah.
Mostly because you won't let me anywhere close to the money.
They ain't touching they ain't touching nothing.
And which that kind of hurts my feelings.
Nothing. Go over there. Go over there. Get your applesauce. Go over there.
Jello?
Red Jello.
Anyway, Let's talk a little bit about the service.
Venue, you're saying like if you're running a venue, yeah. Okay, so the service that we use is called Tailor, and they have a great program, especially for any startup. If you're doing an open mic, if you're doing something where you want to start generating tickets, they have a great platform for. It doesn't necessarily have to be small businesses, but if you want to start your club, Tailor gives you this options to create your tickets, your events, like normal, kind of like Eventbrite. Because I was trying to work either one, and I really like how Tailor does their stuff. They allow you to download an app where if anyone goes online and buys their tickets, they get in an email, pretty self-explanatory like everything else. You get the ticket in the email, and they bring that in. They can either print it or they can off their phone, and we can scan it. And in that, it gives us a door list of all the tickets that were paid for, and it kind of gives us a connection with them, and they get an email notification that they're good to go.
And
it's
something
seamless.
that I'm going to guess might be important to some of our listeners. What do they charge to get that all set up?
Oh man, it's free.
Free.
So you'll create an account, and you just basically they'll take a small percentage from every ticket sale, but everything is accessible to you. So it's free. So what I do as a web developer, and I've created the website, what I do is I'm able to take the events and embed it directly into the site. So I don't have everybody jump into every window to buy my tickets. They go to my site, they buy it at my site, they stay at the site, and it's simple. So
and the kicker is the service is free. And I don't care which web online service you use. They're gonna take a percentage of that ticket.
Yeah, and it's a really small percentage.
Because that's
not that bad at all.
They pay their bills doing that, but competitively, services that I know, organizations that I've worked with in the past have used other online services ticketing services, and paid more in the percentage per ticket, where than this is costing per ticket. And the service is free.
And you could still adjust it too as well. So your tickets you can actually add, so that way you can get the full amount of your tickets to it. And then if you add a limit, that's great, because that way you can just adjust it. So it really benefits you big time. And it also if you're not web savvy, it's fine, because it creates a page for you. So when you create the event, it automatically has a web page. So there's no need to have to create or anything. But if you're web savvy and you're a webmaster and you like to do websites like I do, then you can actually embed all of that, and it makes it so much easier to make it just streamlined and branded.
And the beauty of it is that if it was up to me, I'm not as web savvy as the Rican is.
I don't know if, are you any savvy at all? I don't think I'm gonna make it to the next show, guys. He's gonna hit me with a little cane.
I'm cheeseburger savvy. Pretty much bacon.
So even
I'm bacon savvy too.
Right.
Oh, I can.
So I mean, even this guy he can actually set it up.
I could take this
really not that hard.
and put it into effect, and it helps build a presence for you online while you're building the tickets and that kind of stuff. So it's a great service. And so if you're doing shows where you're kind of producing the show, and I say it all the time, if you're having a hard time finding work, create your own.
Create it.
And so there are places you can find venues and that to do shows, and then if you're doing it, you might as well sell tickets, and you might as well make a little bit of coin while you're doing it. And instead of paying a whole bunch of money so that you can take credit cards or you can do this kind of online stuff, you have a service that is free. And it helps you get all of that established.
Because then
and then when they come in, they you can take a credit card because with that same system.
With the system, you can swipe it. You can actually no. What I do is actually I use Square.
Okay.
So to take the tickets, boom, it's direct. But any tickets online that is bought goes directly to my Square account. So everything is going to one central spot, and you don't have to worry about it being in all different places. And it just makes it so much easier. Especially, it was really nice, man, when they came in and they just printed out their tickets and they were like, "Here you go," and I was able to just scan it in. It was the process was just it has yet to be a difficult thing. So you definitely want to jump on top of that. I'm always looking at different apps that will benefit us. They'll make a streamline us, and I'm always looking for. So if you're creating your room and you want to really just jump online, check out all the great stuff that's happening because there's so many different things that are out there that can make it awesome. So really, at this point, with the technology we have, you shouldn't have any kind of problem getting money in. And also promoting, it's about putting in the work, bro, because it's all out there. It really is. I mean, for us to get ticket sales, we had to market to get everybody to know that, number one, you can go online and buy these tickets, and it's a lot easier. And as soon as they saw that, man, I'm telling you, it was just, okay, it's easy. I'm going to go online and buy these tickets. It's so much easier.
So
it's a great process.
Like I say, if you're saying I can't find work, then create it. If you're going to create your own work, you might as well use the tools that are out there.
Do it.
That aren't going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Yep.
And they're going to help you stay organized and make it convenient for people to bring you the money.
Yeah, and be successful in that too.
And speaking of bringing the money, you can send your checks and
you can send it directly to us at
well,
info at.
You can go.
You can go online. I can send it.
Go on.
Send us some money.
Go to Gutty'sComedyClub.com. There'll be a place for you to give money because
just give money.
And mind you, it's not tax deductible, so don't be turning us in.
Actually, this is one thing too as well. Is if you want to give a gift card, it's available. We got gift cards available. It's real easy to do. Jump online, click on gift cards, Gutty's Comedy Club. Put in the amount and give somebody the gift of laughter. You can do that too. So we're really setting everything up to make it really easy, and you can do the same thing too. And if you're interested in that, just hit us up. I mean, info at Gutty'sComedyClub.com. I'd be more than happy to help you out and set it up. I would.
And if you're just thinking, man, I wish we could adopt a Puerto Rican that
man, why you gotta put the race, bro? Why can't that just be this guy?
You want to adopt a Puerto Rican that keeps being mean to an old man? I can make that happen.
It's too easy, though.
I'll send him to you.
You can't blame me. It's too easy. Look at this. It's a setup. It's like we're in volleyball. It's just boom, setup, and I just come in and you ever play volleyball? No, I wouldn't even ask that. Back in the day, they didn't have volleyballs back then, right? Then volleyball wasn't even invented at your time.
The ball was around. I mean, it was invented, but I mean, we couldn't afford it. So,
that's good stuff, baby.
It's nice of you to brag so much.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. That's what I'm being.
Well, with all of that said, hey, join us for the next Pops and the Rican show, where I'm going to explain how to hide a body. Chicago style,
baby. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, well. You got anything else you want to talk about then?
I'm happy, man. I'm ready.
All right, well,
let's do this.
Then we're gonna bring this episode of the Pops and the Rican show to a close because we got a bunch of stuff to do.
Going, so
when I say we have a bunch of stuff to do, Steve has a bunch of work to do, and I'm gonna sit around and watch him work.
Salty.
Because
he's not lying.
It wears me out just watching how hard he works.
Man, tune in next time. We'll get you guys going. We're We're gonna probably bring in some other acts too as well. So
All right.
stay tuned with the Pops and the Rican show. I am Steve the Rican.
I'm Pops
We're
still.
going backwards now.
So now it's the Rican
Now
and
it's
the Pop
Rican
show.
and the Pop show. I'm taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See
buddy.
how he is.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
And somebody send money so I can move. Okay, that's the Pops and the Rican show.
Adios.
You don't have to leave.
But you gotta turn the TV off. No, turn YouTube. Hit stop.
You'll just look silly standing there watching
Nothing.
a blank screen.
Pops and the Rican outro.
Pops and the Pops.
Look at this.
Pops and the Rican. Look at it.
The Pops and the Rican.
What's the Pops and the Rican?
Look at the top of his head. Look at his lip.
Pops and the Rican.
Pops